Hi there, how is everybody doing? This is Mark here with another video. Unfortunately, I don't have any new comics. Well, I do have new comics, just not new comics. I don't have the new comics that come out on Wednesday yet. I haven't got them through a post, so with any luck, I should get them tomorrow. But, yeah, we'll see. And if I do get them tomorrow, I'll read them and then I'll put a video up for everybody as a review video. But we do have some comics at least. This is just some random comics that I've managed to pick up. There's a shop close to here that's actually selling packs of comics, bundles of comics for fairly cheap and that, so I thought, well, give me something to read. First up we have, me scratching my nose, excuse me, and then after that we have the Crimson Dynamo #2 from Epic. Now, a lot of these comics I haven't read yet, so you'll have to excuse me for not being able to give you a proper review on them. But as far as I know, this is the Crimson Dynamo from Iron Man, the Iron Man villain, and this was supposed to be a mature reader, if I remember correctly, or fairly mature anyway, version of the character. Yeah, looks pretty interesting. Interior art doesn't look too bad. So I've just got to get used to this new thingy here. Everything's a bit back to front at the moment, so I've got to get used to that. So excuse me, just bear with me. Next up we have Wonder Man #1. This is the 1986 one-issue special. As you all know, at the moment in the Avengers, Wonder Man's gone a bit, starting up the Revengers and that, and attacking the Avengers and New Avengers and all the other Avengers and such. Here's the interior artwork. Really nice interior artwork there. So I've always wondered. I mean, this was written by David McCullen and Kerry. Sorry, my eyes are really bad. Kerry Gammill. What happened to those guys? As far as I know, Kerry Gamill's still alive. I haven't seen anything on Wikipedia about him not being alive. So, I mean, obviously they've retired, but I mean, really good artwork in there. Look, really nice artwork, really clean lines. Would they be interested in doing more comic book work? What was it, 86? About 20 years down the line, but would they be interested? I mean, I would think I would probably buy a comic that was drawn by this guy. Pretty dynamic stuff. Next up we have Deathlock #9, featuring Ghost Rider. There you go. Again, I haven't read a lot of these comics, so I don't really know what's going on in them. But Deathlock was always one of my favourite characters from Marvel in the 90s and that. Yeah, some interior artwork there. And next up we have, this was something I was trying to get my hands on for a long time. I did have a complete set of these, all of the, well, apart from obviously the very first Captain Marvels, but all the Peter David Captain Marvels I had a complete set of until they mysteriously went missing. But enough of that. Captain Marvel #1. How cool is that? Interior artwork by Chris Cross. This is #1 with the ghost number of 36, so it's a continuation from the second series. I'll just show you some of the interior artwork by Chris Cross because it's absolutely gorgeous. Sorry about the glare there and my fingers. How's that? Absolutely gorgeous artwork by Chris Cross. Really glad to get that. Slowly getting a complete set again. Ooh, ooh. And here we have Nomad, number 4. Not really a character that I was that interested in. Obviously, a lot of you know that Nomad was a name that Captain America took upon himself when he, at one of the many times that he wasn't Captain America. So this is number 4. This Nomad, can't remember who the character's name was, but he had a daughter who he used to put a little domino mask on, stick her in his knapsack, and he called her Bucky. That was the 90s, folks. Very weird. Yeah, I like picking up little bundles of comics every now and then. I like picking up little bundles of comics every now and then that's got, you know, random comics being put into it. It gives me a chance to read comics that I would either never have thought of picking up beforehand, i.e. Nomad, or would, you know, be interested in, but just for whatever reason hadn't picked up before. And Excalibur, number 50, Alan Davis. Absolutely fantastic. I absolutely adore Alan Davis artwork. It is absolutely brilliant. I mean, this is weight gain 3000. I've fell in love with Alan Davis's artwork when he was doing the British anthology comics, the Daredevils, and then he went on to Mighty World of Marvel, which were both had Captain America in it, and I think that was the first one that had the appearance of the Furies, or the Fury, you know, that weird sort of like globby robot thing that had a great big gun in its arm. What do we have here now? Number 1 of Trouble. Try and get the glare off of there. There you go. And for people who don't know, this was a 5-issue mini-series that was brought out in the early 2000s, and it was supposed to be an unofficial telling of Peter Parker's conception, if you will. These two ladies on the front here, one of them is May Riley. Was that her maiden name? Riley? Yeah, May Riley. And the other one is supposed to be Peter Parker's mum, whose first name I forget. And obviously they went out with characters who would soon be Uncle Ben, and if I remember correctly, Peter Parker's dad's name was Richard Parker, wasn't it? So this was, I don't know if you'd call it ill-conceived idea, but it was interesting. It was an interesting concept to, you know, try and explain how Peter Parker come to be, you know, sort of before he was Spider-Man. Now, there's one thing I'm not too sure. Does anybody know if this is the second print or the variant cover? Now, I've looked on the internet. There's plenty of places that say that this is the second printing cover, but then there are also places that say that this is the variant cover to number 1. Now, I'm inclined to believe that it's actually the second print cover. I don't remember them actually bringing out a variant cover because the original cover was obviously the picture of the two girls, a photo cover. So, but yeah, it was alright. Not necessarily Mark Millar's best writing, but it was a fun little mini-series. Yeah. What else do we have here? And here we go. This is Ultimate Marvel number 11. There you go. Nothing really amazing about this. This is just a British reprint magazine that reprinted Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, and Ultimate Team Up. The only thing that you could say really about this comic was it's the last issue of Ultimate Marvel Comics, and it's got a Lord of the Rings cover on it with Spider-Man on it. You know, it was in the bundle, so just a little extra thing to read, really. There you go. There's a centre spread for Ultimate X-Men. I'm not even sure which issues of Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate X-Men this actually reprints, because it doesn't actually say. But you know, it's, like I said, with a bundle of a load of other comics and that, so it'll pass about 10 minutes time. What else do we have? Oh, this is good. This is good. This is good. About 20 years ago, there was a comic company in the UK called Marvel UK. It was supposed to bring out comics and characters that would have a particularly British or you know, European twist to them. Unfortunately, it didn't have the funding that normal Marvel had. Plus, as well as that, Marvel was getting into a lot of financial problems and that with odds and sods and such in the 90s. So, and sadly, Marvel UK, the whole line of Marvel UK, ended up falling flat on its face, and it didn't do very well at all. I don't think it was actually that well received in this country in any case, but on the whole, I believe it was just bad timing for when it started up. But there were some interesting things on there. I mean, there was a lot of comics that had the characters from Marvel UK, which were, a lot of them were mythical, mystical, magical people who had technological advancements as well. So it was like a mixture of magic and science. Now, from Marvel UK, there was a character who was a giant robot assassin called Death's Head. And this here is Death's Head 2, #1. Now that is a badass robot. Yeah, I mean, Death's Head has been updated and reintroduced into the normal Marvel universe a few years ago, when they had, was it Amazing Fantasy? When they brought out, restarted Amazing Fantasy again as a series. They tried to reintroduce the Death's Head character into the Marvel universe. I believe unsuccessfully, but there you go. But I mean, this is a really good story. This is, and the best thing about this is, you get 2 covers on one issue. How cool is that? Not just one, but 2. How cool is that? There you go. Right, so another one from Marvel UK, and this one is another assassin, and he's called Kill Power. If I can get the glare off of there. Another shiny cover. I like my shiny covers. Strange enough, I never used to like them in the 90s. I thought they were annoying when they first come out in the 90s and that. But I look at them now and I think, yeah, that's not too bad actually. It's quite cool. Maybe it's age. I mean, I never used to like Brussels sprouts, and then all of a sudden, as I got older, I started to like Brussels sprouts. So maybe, this is my Brussels sprouts. There you go, Kill Power. Now, he originally come from another Marvel UK comic called Motormouth, which was about a girl who received some strange, mystical, magical, and scientific doohickeys done to her, and she could emanate sonic booms from her mouth and that. And yeah, he was her sidekick. And this is just an origin mini-series for this character. And it's, I think he goes back in time, and he meets Ramatut, the living pharaoh. Yeah. Damn. Right, so I'm still getting used to this camera. Can you see it? There, him. No, him. Him, there. Ramatut. There you go. We got there in the end. So obviously they're trying to get these characters from Marvel UK into the DC universe and into the mythos of DC and that. But yeah, like I said, it was unfortunate that Marvel UK didn't actually manage to get a chance to expand, and it doesn't look like it will either, because seeing as Disney, who obviously now own Marvel have said that they do not want any new material to be printed outside of America that has Marvel characters in it. I think it's a real shame, because there's so many really good stories coming out of Europe and other places and that, you know, outside of America, that had Marvel characters in it, and now you won't see them anymore. And I also think it means that you don't really get a chance to get new people from around the world, you know, to do these characters. But there you go. That's my soapbox bit there. That's one of them anyway. What else do we have? Oh, yep, another shiny cover, Deathlock number 19. Again, no idea. You've got about as much chance of knowing what's in this comic as I have, because I haven't read it yet. There you go. And to show you some interior artwork there. I mean, this is typical 90s, over-exaggerated body parts, over-exaggerated muscle, over-exaggerated everything. But yeah, it's fun. You know, it's a bit of it's a way of telling where a comic book come from. Even if you didn't know it was from the 90s, you could still see that that was artwork from the 90s. Just the same way as you can tell that, you know, an issue of Detective Comics is from the 40s or 50s, or Bronze Age, and that you can. There are certain things about different periods in comic book history. You can just say, yeah, that comes from the 90s. And finally, this one is this one is Howler Mouse's fault. If you have a look at Howler Mouse and have a look at his video on She-Hulk, the John Bolton She-Hulk, he went into a lot more detail than I'm going to be able to go on this one. And this is Sensational She-Hulk number 50. Now, I absolutely loved this series of She-Hulk. I think this is one of the best series there was there. Even when John Bolton wasn't writing it and drawing it, I thought it was a brilliant series. But I've had this comic on my watch list on eBay loads of times, and it's just passed me by, and I've gone, yeah. And then I saw Howler Mouse do a video on it, and I thought, no, I've got to pick it up next time, and I did. Again, like Howler Mouse said, lots and lots of cameos in here from different artists. There you go, Frank Miller. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I believe that's supposed to be Walter Simonson. Yeah. Yeah. Howard Chaykin. Absolutely brilliant comic. Absolutely fantastic. So there you go. That is my comic pickups that I've had this weekend. Like I said, hopefully tomorrow I shall have a review video for the new comics, as long as they've come out. If they haven't, then thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and with any luck, I'll see you again tomorrow. If not, very soon. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta for now.